hysterectomy is very similar to most hysterectomies that occur. A hysterectomy itself is the removal of the uterus, the cervix, which is the opening of the uterus, and the fallopian tubes, which are attached to the sides of the uterus.
Gentle music in the background droning on. Nothing.
Like a PSA.
Nothing to see here, folks.
So disturbing.
Well, let's welcome in Erin Elmore joining us to talk more about this. Great to see you, Erin.
Hey, Erin.
Hi, guys. How are you today?
We're doing okay. You know, I think it's interesting that all of the coverage, when we were researching this morning, most of the legacy media's coverage is focused solely on the threats now that the hospital is facing, not actually on the issue here. Things like these puberty blockers. These are the same drugs that are used for chemical castration for rapists. They're causing lots of problems in these kids. Also, we hear this hospital say that they only want to be, or they want to be the destination for gender-altering surgeries for patients on over 18. But they also say they're proud to be the home of the first pediatric and adolescent transgender health programs in the United States. So which one is it? Is this for adults or is this for kids?
Well, clearly it seems to be for both. And what's very troubling about those videos that you showed, you touched on the fact that the music is all loving and sweet. She's talking about a hysterectomy like it's going to get your teeth cleaned, which, by the way, is unpleasant enough. A hysterectomy is major surgery. This should not be taken lightly or just swept under the rug, that it's life-altering and irreversible. What if a 9-year-old said, hey, I want to get a tattoo or breast implants? That would be completely frowned upon. But because this fits the liberal narrative and the liberal talking points, they push it upon our children. We've already seen that pharmaceutical companies that make a lot of these drugs are pushing these hospitals and oftentimes paying these hospitals. And are these doctors doing what they're supposed to do, which is care for patients? They took the Hippocratic Oath to protect children, protect adults, and protect their patients of all ages and beliefs. But honestly, parents need more psychological counseling. These children need more psychological counseling. This isn't a decision that should be made so flippantly. I want our doctors to practice medicine based upon what's in the best interest of the patient, not what's in the best interest of politics.
Or the bottom line, or what they get paid with. I mean, my mama bear comes out. I grew up in Boston. I had to take my daughter there once for something. They really didn't want to deal with her because she didn't fit into their study. And, you know, it's like, who can they make money off of and profit? That's a whole other issue here. But just the aside, too, these puberty blockers, if the FDA is saying it's serious enough that they want to put a warning label on because of brain swelling, it's hard to understand why there would be, you know, some support, not just in Boston. We found this in Pittsburgh at the Children's Hospital there. I want to play this for you, Erin, as well, and get your reaction.
Puberty blockers are basically a medication that says, hey, let's just put a pause on puberty. And that can be really beneficial.
Hey, let's just do something that is, you know, blocking something natural in your body. So cavalier. And again, who knows? Maybe they're going to say their hospital's targeted here, and the media will run with that narrative.
Yeah, it's true. And Erin, you know, I think Seth, our friend Seth Dillon from the Babylon Bee, posted some of the horrible threats that he's received, literal death threats, not just for him, but also for his family. But of course, that's not, you know, nobody's talking about that when it happens to Seth or any conservative out there. But God forbid you start to ask questions about this stuff and if it's okay or not, and you are the transphobe or you are the oppressor in the situation.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing to do when you know you're probably doing something wrong. They call us racist. They call us transphobic. Parents, we're all parents here. And as a parent, I worry about my child going through puberty. I know that's a very difficult time, whether you're a boy or a young girl. And instead of just ushering our children through this process with a pill or changing their gender, sometimes life is hard. Sometimes you have to experience these changes and cope. I think that a lot of these liberals now refuse to accept that coping skills are a necessary aspect of life. Growing up is difficult. Teenage years are not fun. But you know what? Instead of just giving them a pill and saying, hey, we're going to put a pause on puberty without even discussing the downsides, the risks, the permanent damage that these children might deal with, I think they're just ushering them through, whether it's for bottom line or political ideology. Either way, this is really dangerous. And these parents have to start asking questions. Also, oftentimes in liberal cities, I used to live in one of them, you would see the parents pushing these things on their children. It was almost like, I would call it out-liberaling each other. Like, who can make their kid have the weirdest look or the strangest attire or the craziest, you know, perspective on things, because it would give them parents brownie points. So stop out trying to liberal each other and do what's in the best interest of your child. It's almost like back in the day with pageant moms. Now it's liberal moms trying to force their ideology on their children to sort of garner the most liberal social status.
Yeah, this is what we see, Erin. Like, one more video we're going to play. This also comes from Libs of TikTok out in California. They called the police on a 4-year-old because the 4-year-old wasn't wearing a mask. So that might be the hardest living we've seen yet. Calling the police on a 4-year-old in 2022, in August of 2022, for not wearing a mask. I don't think you can live any harder than that.
I mean, that's living really hard, but clearly whomever this teacher is doesn't have children of her own. Controlling a 4-year-old is virtually impossible in many situations. And my heart goes out to these parents, and I hope that they get the legal representation they need to sort of rectify this situation, because 4-year-olds don't have adult level reasoning skills. 4-year-olds don't have impulse control of adults. This is really, truly sad. Moreover, what about the studies and all of the science that's now showing that masks are virtually useless? What about the studies that show children aren't really at risk for transmitting or getting seriously ill from COVID? Honestly, California really needs to have a moment of truth with so many aspects of their legal system. And we saw that George Gascon in LA, the DA, didn't get recalled. So pray for California. I don't know what else to say about all of these situations.
I guess that's the thing. Did we make that up? Living so hard? Is that going to be? We can use that term now.
It's ours.
I like it.
We just did it.
Who lived the hardest this week?
And I think these pediatricians know kids like to rebel against their parents. So if they plant these little seeds, do this. Really good insight there. We have to be very careful, Erin, on what they are trying to do to our young, impressionable minds.
All right, Erin,
That's
great to see you.
Teach our children.
Yes, starts at home, not at school. Erin, great to see you. We'll have Erin coming back. Hopefully Matthew Foldy will join us as well, and Siraj Hashmi. All right, Erin, let's get to your worst take. What do you got for us?
It's several people. It is the Philadelphia School Board and all of the people that comprise their woke enterprise. Philadelphia school students are going to have to wear masks for the first 10 days because science? And poor pre-K kids are going to have to wear them all year / indefinitely. The Brownstone Institute just published a great article that said there have been over 150 comprehensive studies and articles that have shown that masks do not work and they actually cause irreparable harm. This is so wrong to use our children as political pawns. In the once great city of Philadelphia, where I am from, I just feel bad for these students and children. By the way, they don't even start school till after Labor Day. So how are we in real time assessing the risk of COVID? Why do children right now have to wear them for the whole year? This is absolutely a disgrace. And we already know Philadelphia's Mayor Kenny isn't going to do anything about it.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to be mayor anymore.
Yeah.
The guy wants to quit.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's already said that. He wants to relax and have a nap and have a good time. So Philadelphia is in a lot of trouble. Maybe the city should be worrying about their skyrocketing murder rates than penalizing our innocent children. This is really the worst take of the week for me, and I feel bad for all of these children.
Yeah, I feel bad for them too. It's definitely not anything based in science now. Clearly power grab there. Okay.
More coming up with Erin, Matthew, and Siraj. It's Meme Team time on the other side of this commercial break, so stay with us. Outside my house wondering if it's worth the breach for that $220 of unreported capital gains that I had. That one courtesy of Richard Ratboy. All right, next up, we got to say goodbye to Brian Stelter. You got for us? You selected some choice cuts this week.
I know, none of them made the cut, but this little doozy sure did. Now, we got Liz Cheney because she's out of a job. She's out of a job, and as you can see there, the president is picking up his order from one of his favorite places, which is McDonald's. And you can see the sign, now hiring rhinos. Is that, I'm squinting, I can't see. Is that Abraham Lincoln behind the window there at McDonald's? Is that Ulysses S. Grant? Oh no, it's just the now unemployed Liz Cheney. So don't worry, they're hiring Liz. You can get a job there if they're not going to give you one over at CNN or MSNBC.
All right, I seriously want to talk about this. Where do we think Liz Cheney winds up? Is it going to be on CNN? Is it going to be on K Street? Anybody know? Anybody have any thoughts? 2024, Matthew Foldy?
They need a new host of Reliable Sources now, right?
I thought they canceled the whole show.
They did.
And
well, that after's opening up.
Yeah.
I think actually maybe they opened up a time slot for the return of the January 6th committee. They're going to put it on Sundays now. It's just going to air it on CNN. I don't know.
Wall-to-wall coverage.
Yeah, since she
January
won't
6th.
be able to be on the committee now, she can host the show, and they can have the
Yes.
committee members on CNN. All right, let's know where that original, who was playing in that soccer game, because that's a great meme.
It is a great meme.
I think it was England, England national team. I can't recall exactly.
And we also
But
have to
probably World
give a shout out to C3P Meme, who made that one. He's been doing some excellent work with Sanford and Son clips. We'll get
Oh,
those
yes.
in to Meme Team too. Next
We need
week.
to have. We're thinking of an award ceremony. You know.
Well,
Oh, that would be
here.
so fun.
yes, we have to come up with categories to nominate. Obviously, video memes we won. We got the classic templates with
Yeah.
the Drake and the Padma and Anakin meme. So we'll get, we got this whole thing going.
Yeah, we're
I
doing
want
it.
a red carpet, not a whole award show.
Erin,
Yeah.
you are in charge. You're officially the host, chairman of the host committee.
Could be so
Well, you
fun.
have to be you guys have to be the hosts, but
We are merely a
should have
conduit.
any excuse to have a
We
really
are
good
team
dressy party.
team. Yes, exactly. Most underrepresented, memer, you find new talent, up and coming.
Lifetime Achievement Awards. It's all going to be there.
Obituary, who we lost,
Those we lost this year.
And speaking of
Memoriam.
that,
Libs of TikTok on Facebook. We've got Babylon Bee kicked off of Twitter. Yeah, in memoriam.
we're
this year,
fighting a
really.
good fight. All right, so finally, just a little meme for me. I can't get enough of the coffin dance.
This is a good one.
Oh, DeSantis, Lake, Hagman, who won and is barely even covered the next day, but she's front and center in the meme. We got to give her a little love, guys,
Team, we'll see you guys soon.
Happy
Have a great
Friday.
week.
See you
Thanks,
next week.
guys.